Mercedes-Benz India is out with their second electric vehicle for the year in the form of the EQB. We're going to be talking about its range, its overall performance, dynamic ability, and everything that Mercedes has packed into this nice sort of mid-size level SUV that boasts of extreme luxury. I'm Vikram Gaur, you're watching MotorScribes, and this video is all about the EQB. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share what you see in this video. And now let's get down to the bare bone basics about what the EQB is all about. So from a design perspective, what is it that we get with the EQB? For one thing, we do know that it shares its overall look and platform with the GLB, which is the standard ICE version of the exact same car. But key design changes that we've seen are the fact that they've included this nice blocked off black grille with the large Mercedes logo up front. It's very reminiscent of all their EQ lineup vehicles, so that's a nice touch. The headlights are a little different, and you also get this beautiful running light right across the top that does light up really nice. Overall, the EQB looks a little more rounded and smoother in terms of the finish when you compare it to the standard GLB. We have a video of that as well, so you can refer to that. We've got the link for that video at the end of this video. But just going back to the EQB's design and sort of stance is that it has followed the Mercedes design language for all their SUV lineup. And in many ways, the GLB and EQB are, they're being called the baby GLS because, they've sort of taken that upright poise that the massive GLS boasts of and given it a slightly more compact dimension in coming out with this lineup. But the EQB, like I said, is a little more rounded, but you do get some nice sporty touches to it. Up front, the bumper looks great. It's got a nice little chrome insert over here. Again, something that really makes it stand out. The bonnet has this nice sculpted look, so you got these two nice sculpted lines that run along, again adding to the sportiness when you view the car from up front. Along the side, beautiful smooth lines. It's nice and flowing, smooth like what we've seen on the EQS or the EQC. And you also get these beautiful aluminum roof rails that again give it that SUV sort of look. At the rear, again, similarities with the larger GLS are very apparent in the way that the taillight treatment has been done, the horizontal sort of layout. And the EQB gets this beautiful flush back tailgate with a nice LED strip across the back as well that lights up really nice. And to give it that clean look, Mercedes has put the number plate lower down in the bumper at the back to ensure that that look stays intact and there's no break in that amount of design. The tires, again, Mercedes has always had some brilliant looking alloys on all their products, and the EQB does not disappoint. The car rides on 235/55 R18s. So you get nice massive tires on this SUV, and the ground clearance for Mercedes has obviously paid a lot of attention to that. And with the EQB, it is jacked up to about 155 mm, and you actually can traverse over quite a bit of bad roads with this. So from a design perspective, it's a beautiful looking SUV. It's got these nice futuristic lines to it, and it really stands out when you're out on the road. It's something that I feel is extremely delightful, and when you look at it in this rose gold color, it is really a standout looking SUV. When it comes to the cabin of the EQB, you get a nice, beautiful setup. It's your typical Mercedes sort of well-appointed cabin. The materials are brilliant. The seat fabrics are nice. There's a nice touch to everything. And you can tell that, all the materials used are nice and polished and feel refined and very upmarket. As far as the layout is concerned, the EQB is a 3-row SUV. So you've got really nice, beautiful front seats. The second row is also very comfortable and can be adjusted accordingly, so you can move them forward and back to increase leg room as you see fit. The third row is pretty much for preteens and pets, as Mercedes likes to tell us. So don't try and stick your grandparents back there. That's not something advisable. And if you're as tall as me, which is 6 feet 2 inches tall, don't even try and get in the back over there. It's best left for kids. And it is been added to just give you that element of added practicality in the urban environment. But having said that, you keep the third row folded flat. You get about 700 liters of boot space on board as a nice 5-seater. But the second row can also fold flat, and that increases the amount of boot space that you get to a massive amount, where if you have to shift houses, you could probably do it with the EQB. But other standout features obviously include a nice massive panoramic sunroof. You've got this beautiful dual screen setup in front of you. So you've got the driver information display, which is again all digital. You've got a nice touchscreen interface. You've got MBUX on board. So all these connected systems, your infotainment systems, a high-end audio system, they're all part of the package and are quintessential Mercedes-Benz delights. So you will not really find yourself questioning yourself on losing out on any feature when it comes to the EQB. So when it comes to performance, what do you get with the EQB? Well, for starters, it's got a dual motor setup. It gives you about 225 PS of power as the maximum output, 390 Newton meters of torque. It's got a top speed of 160 kilometers per hour, and it's got a range that exceeds 460 kilometers according to the recent test cycles. But what does it feel like to be behind the wheel of the EQB? Well, that's where it absolutely delights you with its performance. So it's an effortless drive. You get in, start it. They've done a brilliant job on packaging, so you don't hear anything in the cabin. The only thing that tells you that the car is on is your little display that says car is ready to drive. So once you see that, shift it into drive mode and set out. With all electric vehicles, the one thing that you do get is you get oodles of torque from the get-go. And it's no different with the EQB. It really powers up nice. You can hit 3-digit speeds in no time at all. And just cruising along, it just feels so nice to drive. It's extremely poised. You don't feel the weight of the car. I know that it's about 2 tons on the road, but with the battery pack nice and low in the floor, it's got amazing drive and handling characteristics. The steering wheel feels great. Steering input is perfect. We've been driving it in the hills of Kodaikanal, and it's just been an effortless drive. Easy to power up around corners, take through the hill roads, pelt it around a bend if you have to. It will hold its line. And being a Mercedes, I think comfort is their thing. And they've obviously set up the suspension in that manner to ensure that you're extremely comfortable while on board. And it soaks in those road undulations again in such a brilliant manner that you can just be behind the wheel of this and sort of power around all day long. But going back to the dual motor setup, with that, what you do get is that you do get all-wheel drive. So it is a 4MATIC, as Mercedes likes to call it. And that ensures that you have that added bit of traction and control as well. So it plays a vital role in the overall vehicle dynamics of ensuring that you can get around and sort of enjoy a rather thrilling experience. Despite it being a nice SUV, it feels like you're sort of gunning around in something that's tweaked to be a lot more sporty. But that's the joy of electric, and I think that that's why, for me, as a personal take, I think moving to electric is a great thing, not just from the environment perspective, but from the enthusiast perspective as well. It's vehicles like these that sort of bring that out, and driving them around is where you really realize that electric is not just the way of the future for saving our planet. That it will do, but it's also the way of the future for enjoying motoring in a more responsible yet extremely fun way. Now, when it comes to electric cars, obviously the concern that a lot of people have is about the range, and range anxiety is a real thing. It is something that the industry talks about over and over again. And while the infrastructure is spreading, I mean, out here in Kodaikanal, we do have electric charging stations. And even on drives that I've been in Kerala, I've seen them out in the boonies. So we know that the infrastructure is expanding, but until it is at that healthy level, this question of range anxiety will always be there. But it is vehicles like this that just make that go away. And the reason being is that you're getting a vehicle that promises you about 460 odd kilometers on a full charge. And if you're driving it on the plains or using it in the city, realistically you might get about 380. But then you've also got multiple regen modes. So when you're coasting, you're coming downhill, you're using it over there, just play around with the regen, set it up so that you're getting maximum back into the battery. And with that, it's actually quite quick. Obviously, we've had the joy of using it on the hills. So coming down the slopes from Kodaikanal, regen at the maximum level. The EQB was doing a fantastic job. It's a 48-kilometer drive. We set out at 447 kilometers in terms of what the range showed us on the dash. We did the 48-kilometer drive, and when we got to the bottom of the hill, we had used up 3 kilometers. So technically, it didn't take anything to come down. In fact, it regened. It actually gained coming down the hill. So that's the joy of electric. It's just a little tidbit of information there. And we will have to change our driving styles. That's one thing for sure, to understand how to get the maximum out of these cars as we drive them around, even in a city or out on a highway. But it's just one of those things that you need to note, that regen is extremely important to understanding how to drive electric. And that's something that you should keep in mind if you do go in for an electric vehicle. So we've spoken about performance, driving, features. Obviously, another big talk point when it comes to cars of today is safety. And the EQB does not disappoint one bit on that front, for it comes with a 5-star NCAP rating. You've got 7 airbags on board, including the driver's side knee airbags. And it's got a really robust build, which allows it to reach this maximum safety rating. So there's no complaints on that front. You're in a very safe vehicle, and it will do the job of keeping you safe if you have to deal with an uneventful or tragic accident. But having said that, there's a lot of safety features built into the vehicle. So it does have a host of advanced safety features. So you've got lane keep assist, lane departure warning, and active cruise control. So these are just some of the elements that help you stay safe while you are driving around in the EQB. So that's what we have for you with the EQB electric SUV that Mercedes-Benz has brought to India. It's a beautiful looking car, it's a beautiful looking machine, and it does everything just right. It's immensely practical as well, with that 3-row seating and oodles of boot space if you're going to use it as a 5-seater. And again, when it comes to electric performance and all of that new tech that we're going to see, it delivers on that front too. It's great to drive, a wonderful vehicle to be behind the wheel of, and you can just see yourself enjoying motoring in a more sustainable way. And it's vehicles like these that give us hope that electric vehicles are definitely the way of the future and are a lot of fun to drive. Obviously, the one pressing question that does exist is, what is this going to be priced at? But as of now, the prices aren't out. They will be out on the 2nd of December. But when this video sort of hits the market, we still don't know the price. But we're expecting it to be in the range of about 65 to maybe 75, 80 lakhs on road. So that's just our guess. We'll see if we make it anywhere close to the ballpark figure on December 2nd, when the official prices will be announced. Once again, thank you for watching this video. We've been having a great time out here with the EQB, and we're going to continue our drive. We still have a few more clicks to do, but don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment behind on what you think of our reviews, what you think of this video, and what you think about the EQB. We love hearing back from all of you, and we do encourage you to write in. So I'll be looking forward to that, and this is me, Vikram Gore, signing off.